Welcome, folks, to Drakeotic Plays, and today we're gonna talk about the Switch. So mostly really a retrospective look back on the Switch life and kind of my playthrough of the Switch through its when it came out to now. Kind of like games I played, stuff like that. Talk a little bit about, go through these virtual game cards. Kind of give a little history on games I've enjoyed on the Switch since it came out. With Switch 2 coming out next week, there's going to be a lot of talk, a lot of focus throughout, YouTubes and everywhere, just focusing on that. And just kind of want to give a little love, a little respective. Go back a little retrospective on some of the stuff that made the Switch really good and some of the games that play through here. So when Switch, somebody a little quiet, I don't want to wake anybody up. When the first Switch came out, and I say first Switch, my first Switch, I'm on my second one due to a fan going out about a year ago or so. When I got my original Switch, I got it launch week. And, I'm like, all right, I can get the Switch. I had a bonus. It's like, all right, I could do this. It's like, all right, I'll go to Walmart before work. I get to Walmart, and there's no Switches. Sold out. I didn't really think of anything. Think of that at the time. And then they had Breath of the Wild there, and I'm like, well, shoot, I'm going to get a Switch today, so, I'll get it after work, and I'm going to go ahead and buy Breath of the Wild while I'm here. So I went ahead and bought Breath of the Wild while I was at Walmart that morning. Went to work, and during breaks and lunch, I'm like looking all over, like, oh shoot, Best Buy sold out, Target sold out, no one had it anywhere. I'm like, oh crap, so I start checking eBay, and eBay's like, oh shoot, the prices on eBay is ridiculous. I'm like, well, you know what? Let me try Craigslist. So I hop on Craigslist, and sure enough, I found somebody local that day. And I say local as in it was a 2-hour drive to the state border. And so I reach out to this guy and say, hey, I'm interested. He reached out to me. So he reached out to me, and we swapped phone numbers, and we were texting. And it's like, all right, well, I get off work at this time. I wouldn't be able to leave to head your way until this time, probably be there such and such time. It was like a 2-hour drive. So, and I had a half-hour drive from work to home, and then, then I had to go get ready and then head out from there. So, I'm heading up there. The guy said, yep, I'll meet you. This place is a parking lot of a grocery store, on this major highway. And it's like, okay. So when I get up there, Waffel's like, okay, call me and then put your phone in the pocket so I can hear you in case, you get mugged or robbed. It's like, all right. So I called her up when I got there, and the guy pulled up, and I put her in my pocket with the speakerphone on. So that way she could hear. And did the transaction. The guy was really nice. Said he was getting needed the money for a down payment for a car, but I don't know, realistically, he was just, a scalper on that aspect, but that's all right. I did pay a little extra than what the Switch release, the retail was at the time. Wasn't much extra, which was nice. So, drove 2 hours home. It was late at night by the time I got home. Still set everything up and started Breath of the Wild. And that moment where I didn't get very far in Breath of the Wild because I did have to work the next morning. But that moment you step out from the cave onto that plateau, on that hill overlooking the plateau, it was just wow. This is Legend of the Zelda. This is the newest Zelda at that time, and that was fantastic. But let's go ahead. You can kind of see what I've been playing recently. I kind of hopped into Diablo last night for just a little bit. I've been kind of playing my Switch heavily over the last few weeks. On here, I've been playing some Ocarina of Time. Been playing Doom 3 after I played um, Doom Dark Ages. I'm like, man, I want to play some more Doom. So I'm like, I'm going to hop in old Doom 3. Um, so I hopped into Doom 3 for a little bit and played that. I know I did a video on that when it came out. I'm contemplating a video on this, so either this video will come out before that, or I'll do probably a Doom 3 video. I think I might play Doom 3 again on a video. We'll see. It may or may not already came out, so spoiler. I've been playing some Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty. Slowly but surely been playing through that again. I did hop into Dragon Quest 3 just recently with the sorry, I have some coffee while we're conversing here. I did hop in to check out the new update that they just did on making some things move a little smoother. So I did hop into that. They did release the announced date for Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD2 remake. I'm gonna hold off on that. I am gonna get it because I need it for my collector edition, and I want to play it. There's a lot of stuff coming out this fall. They just announced the release date for Pokemon ZA. Comes out the same month as Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD remake. So I'm gonna hold off on Dragon Quest. I will get it because I want to play it and I want to complete my collector edition. But I will hold off on that one. Maybe I can get it used or a cheaper copy somewhere down the road. Make it a little easier on me. But yes, so I will be playing that eventually when it comes out. I'll do videos on that. Nice day for fishing. It's a nice day for fishing. I actually have this pre-ordered. Doesn't come out yet. Yeah, I can't play it yet. It comes out tomorrow. So by the time this video drops, it'll already be out. I did play the demo of this on Steam, recorded the demo. I loved it. If you know what it is, that's awesome. If you don't, go check out Viva La Dirt on Facebook, YouTube. They do skits based on video games, but not actual video games other than like PUBG they do. They did some Dark Souls, but they have their own fantasy world created. And they do their own skits based on like an MMO fantasy world, just making fun of MMO games basically. And they have a whole series. It was a nice day for fishing. It's good. Let's see. Can I take you to the eShop here? See if there's a video for this. I don't know if there's a video or not, but this is a little 2D pixel game. Check out my demo gameplay. It was really fun. Yeah, there's no video on here, but this is good though. It puts you in as an NPC in this quote unquote MMORPG. And you're playing the life of an NPC, and you're fishing. It's a nice day for fishing. It's got fishing, got adventure, fishing. Watch the trailer; it's funny. And these are all the characters from their skits. And yeah, you fight monsters fishing. You upgrade buildings by collecting stuff through fishing. You use your fishing pole in the real world for fishing. So yeah, it's a nice day for fishing. So that comes out actually tomorrow. Once I get through, see, I got a long work week ahead of me, but I'm going to, once I get through like the first hour, I think, because I want to say that's about what I played for the demo. I'll do another video, I think, on this as well. Because I'm going to have some filler episodes before some stuff comes up. Yeah, I jumped into Fortnite. Dark Souls, I've been playing some Dark Souls recently. Jumped back into Elden Ring on the PC. Got sucked back into that. Metroid Dread, I did beat Metroid Prime Remastered. So I hopped into Metroid Dread. Um, because I wanted to play a little more of that. What I was doing with this year was I was going back to games I haven't finished and playing them to try to beat them. And some games I only had, like when I played Metroid Prime Remaster, I hopped back into that. I only had a couple things to do, and it was like 4 hours. I was done. Wasn't tough. I beat Vice City. Grand Theft Auto Vice City. I jumped into San Andreas. But I beat Vice City. I only had 2 missions to do. I was like, oh, okay. Once I finished those, guess what? Game was over. So, well, we're going to hop into the virtual game cards here and kind of go through. I have it already sorted from oldest. We'll show first. So, this kind of breaks down the history of when I started playing Switch to now. And this, unfortunately, is only going to show digital cards. There are some games that I played that I no longer have. When I first started playing Switch, I traded some games in to be able to buy other games. Gamers do that sometimes. Now I'm at a point where I don't really do that anymore. I'll kind of go through history here. Like I said, Breath of the Wild was the very first game I had on Switch, and this is the DLC, the downloadable content that was for it. That added like a new game, like that difficulty mode. It added the kind of like the tower mode where you go through with like nothing and work your way up the tower. I never got very far in that, to be honest. Hold on, I gotta let a cat in. Okay, Sassy, I'm coming. Okay, I had to let a cat in. She's probably gonna come up and jump on my lap. Come up here. Or up on my lap. Okay. Yeah. Alright. Yes, kitty. So yeah, Breath of the Wild was the first game, and like I said, when you first take that step out onto that plateau, it was, at the time, it was breathtaking. It was just, oh my gosh, this is awesome. Yeah, come on, cat. You coming up here or what? I know I'm sitting weird. I'm not sitting like I normally do. I know I'm not at my computer. I'm sitting facing away. It's like, I don't know how to get up there. Come on. All right. Anyways, so jumping in here, one of the earliest games I played, and I have not played this since Shovel Knight. Shovel Knight was amazing. Shovel Knight was a thought I could go to. Yeah, here we go. All right. This cat's gonna want back out. Hold on. Yes, Sassy. I'm not playing this open and closed door game, okay? I'm recording a video. Alright, so I won't go into the eShop for everything, but just kind of wanted to show you. So this is like an old school. So I grew up playing NES, playing old school games, and this kind of gave me that vibe. This was a son of a biscuit, that cat. Hold on. Alright, so I let the cat back in the room. What are you doing? Come on, up here. Yeah, come on. There you go. Just lay down there. Okay. Shovel Knight. I almost said Hollow Knight. Shovel Knight is really good. Let's watch the video here. It takes old school graphics and a modern twist. Was very challenging, actually, and it took me a while to beat it, but yeah, you play other characters, and I didn't get really far with the other characters. I only played really just through those to Shovel Knight. I played some of the other modes, but never really completed them. Yes, kitty. Alright, I got a microphone stand here. Yep. Alright, now the cat's on my lap. Shovel of Hope. That's right. Join me as Shovel Knight as we go through fighting 8-bit things with the shovel. Yeah, it was fun though. That one was a tough boss fight. King was alright. Yeah, I never really played, like I said, much as the other characters. You happy, kitty, to sit on my lap? Kitty's on my lap. Kitty's calm. You gotta keep petting the cat. This gives you an idea on kind of what the game is. If you never played Shovel Knight and you like that old aesthetic of classic games, check this out. This is really fun. It's one of a kind. It really is. And I know they've had some other games come out since then. Shovel Knight Dig and some other stuff, but yeah, this might be worth to go back to, since I haven't played in a long time. But yeah, check it out. It's pretty good. So that was like a good starting point on my journey with Switch. Another starting point was, I'm not big on sports games, but this caught my eye. I'm not letting Yan back in and out. She doesn't like closed doors. So NBA Playgrounds. Let's talk about this. I don't know if it's going to take me to this because it's changed. NBA Playgrounds was a basketball game. Go figure. Yeah, see that this software doesn't exist anymore. This one anyways. So NBA Playgrounds came out, and it's kind of like a arcadey. I haven't played it in a while. I might have to re-download it because I got the other version. It was an arcadey basketball game. I forget how many players. Two to three players per team. And they're kind of like cartoony with the big heads and stuff like that, and like ridiculous moves, and it was good. I mean, let's put it this way: it was fun. All right, but it was bad. If I remember correctly, it played bad. They did this monetization system that was just you had to buy packs, and to get the packs to get the players, which a lot of places do now. I think the show does that. I think Madden does that. NBA Playgrounds was bad. But it was fun. It's hard to say that. So the developers knew it was bad, so they had to release a whole new one. Okay. So they were like, all right. They took the game off the eShop. They had to rework it and re-release it. So people who already purchased before a certain date, because I was one of the first people, I got this when this first came out. I'm like, man, this looks good. I want to play that. I'm not really big into sports, but every now and then I get a hankering for something, to try something. I try to play games out of my comfort zone. And this is kind of one of those things. So it's like, all right, I purchased it, downloaded it, and it was just bad. Developers took it off the eShop. They retooled it. It's all from memory, so I could be wrong on some of the details, and then they re-released it, and people who bought it before got the new copy, the new version. And as a oops, we're sorry, we're going to give you Shaq Fu: A Legend Reborn, which also was bad. So let's hop in here. I'm going to touch on certain things. But yeah, I might go back to this because I haven't played this one in a lot. Oh, that's unavailable. Oh, that's not even on the eShop anymore? Shit. Can I download it? Oh, no way. That's not even on the eShop anymore. Can I play this? I didn't know this one wasn't on there anymore. It's downloading. All right, well, we'll revisit this depending on how long we are in this video. No shit. Hold on, we're gonna investigate something here. We're doing live journalism shit right now. No, I'm just joking about that journalist. Tell how long I played it. I didn't even know they took it off the eShop again. All right, so they have NBA 2K Playgrounds 2. $7.49. That's not a bad price. So this is gonna get you an idea. All without limits. So this will give you an idea what Playgrounds was kind of. What's the difference between Playgrounds 2? NBA Action. Hit Action is back. The sequel to the original smash hit. Yeah, okay. Takes street ball into the next level with a massive roster of current retired NBA players, improved online matchmaking with dedicated servers, 4-player online, 3-point contests, new playground custom matches, and more. Pick your team. But this gives you an idea of kind of what. Yeah, this is basically Playgrounds. There's no video to check out, but this gives you an idea, you know. They got the little bigger heads, they're running around. You get special moves, kind of like power up dunks and stuff like that. Wow, I didn't realize they took the other one off the. Oh, $7.49. That's not bad though. But I don't think I can play that. Like, nah, I ain't doing it. But I am downloading this one because I'm curious. Just curious. Let's see, where am I at? 35 minutes? Why did it bump up to 35 minutes? Holy shit. Was 30 minutes download to begin with? Alright, anyways, let's jump back in here. So yeah, it was so bad that they gave you Shaq Fu. For free. So I got this game for free. And sorry, I'm trying to drink coffee and do all this.
Rated T for teen.
Even Shaq Fu was bad. I remember the original Shaq Fu. Yeah, back in the day was cool. Yeah, OG Shaq Fu. It sucked really bad. So does our game. Wow, even their trailer. Now it sucks in 2D.
Shaq Diesel, baby.
I mean, yeah, the graphics are cool. It still sucked though. So, so I don't know. The developer really tried. I'm sorry, guys, but they failed on these. But yeah. So Splatoon 2 came out, and Splatoon 2 was actually really good. I never played Splatoon 1 before, and I got Splatoon 2 as a download. I do have Splatoon 3 on a cartridge, but Kitty, I'm not playing the in and out game. But Splatoon was fun. You know, you just splat everything with ink, and then you move your little squid through it. Surprisingly, pretty decent at it. Blaster Master Zero, a huge Blaster Master fan. I grew up playing Blaster Master on the NES. And so when they came out with Blaster Master Zero, and this company decided, I'm gonna let this cat out. Hold on. All right, I'm letting you out, but I'm not letting you back in. Okay? I try and record a video. I give it 30 seconds before she's scratching again at the door. All right. So with with Blaster Master coming back, I had to play this, and actually I played 1, 2, and I haven't played 3. Do I own 3? I may own 3. I don't know. I may not own 3. This is just showing. Yeah, this is not showing the actual game. But it kind of gets the same story. So you're this guy who lost his frog, pet frog. At least that's what it was in the original Blaster Master. And you fall down the hole where the frog fell. Then you come into this whole underworld, and you get into the suit. You find this truck, and then you drive as the truck. Then you can get out of the truck and do levels in the suit. So yeah, Blaster Master. This is the new. Yeah, there's the frog. It's awesome. It's a really fun game. You guys should check it out. It really brought back a lot of childhood memories when I played this one, even though it was a little different. Minecraft Nintendo Switch Edition. So they had the Nintendo Switch Edition before they went to the Bedrock Edition. So thankfully, owning this, I got the Bedrock Edition for free. But the Nintendo Switch Edition came with the Mario stuff, which was fun. On Mario World. So Minecraft is Minecraft. Retro City Rampage. Kind of think of a 8-bit Grand Theft Auto, like the old school Grand Theft Auto top-down view. It was fun at the time. Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battles I had on cartridge. I don't have that anymore. I do have the second one though. I'm not finished that one. That might be one I want to go back and try to finish. But yeah, Rabbids was really good. Mario Rabbids was the Kingdom Battles were fun. Think XCOM but with Mario and guns. It's really fun. I don't know why. I hope not. I don't know. Ubisoft. I don't want to get into all that, but I really kind of hope that they revisit this. Maybe on Switch too. Shit, I can get it for $10. Plus, I have the DLC already, but I mean, oh, that cat is back at the door again. But yeah, this gets you an idea, kind of what Mario Rabbids is, and it's really fun. It was nice to see Nintendo letting other companies borrow their IPs. Something you didn't really see very often with Nintendo, so it was nice to have these other companies take this and roll with it, and actually came out really nice. Hold on. Okay, I guess we're leaving the door cracked for the cat, because the cat cannot stand a door shut. Anyway, so Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battles was really fun. And yeah, it was really good. That was a good game when it came out. The second one was also good as well. So if you're interested, check those out. Those are fun. Let's move along here. I know this is gonna be a lengthy video. I'm gonna kind of trying to go through. And there's the cat had to open the whole door. Hold on, Kitty. Do you not have a door cracked or shut? No. No, I gotta have the door all the way open because I'm a fucking cat and I rule this house. There's no closed doors in my house, says the kitty cat. Anyways, SteamWorld Dig 2. I played SteamWorld Dig 1. Where did I play SteamWorld Dig 1? Was that on Wii? No, was that on maybe the 3DS? I think I played it on 3DS, possibly. I know I played the first one, then I played the second one. Golf Story is fun. Golf Story is an RPG. The hell was that? Okay, I don't know what that was. It was an. Anyways, um, Golf Story was an RPG or is an RPG, 8-bit style, maybe 16-bit, where you play across golf courses and doing quests and stuff. It was actually really good. Um, then it came out with, I think, what, Sports Story, which I didn't play that one. That incorporated a bunch of other things, and I just wasn't. Um, but yeah, Golf Story is really good. And so if you like kind of golf, but you like RPGs, check out this because this is pretty good. We'll move along here. Pinball's pinball. Again, Playgrounds, that was the updated version of pinball or of NBA Playgrounds. World War Conqueror X. This is a World War II strategy game. So when I first saw this, it gave me memories of back on PlayStation. I had this game called Allied Generals. That was a World War II strategy game, and they also made Panzer Generals. They had like two different versions. So this gave me that vibe when this came out. This wasn't bad. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. And I realized that I'm not really into those type of games anymore. Enter the Gungeon, fantastic game if you love, check that out. So huge game growing up that had me hooked as Castlevania. Okay, and the original creator of Castlevania, sorry, no longer at Konami, and was working on his own game called Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night, which should be farther down the list here. In the meantime, though, while they were developing that game, they developed Bloodstained Curse of the Moon, which was in the style of old Castlevania 3, back from NES. So that's kind of what this is. That's exactly what this is. Bloodstained Curse of the Moon. Fantastic representation of classic Castlevania. Check that out. Pokemon Quest, whatever. It was a mobile game brought to the Switch for free to play. Same with Fallout Shelter. Fallout Shelter is actually fun on here, but I had played way too much on my phone at the time that I didn't want to redo it there. So Fortnite, of course, came out. I got really sucked into Fortnite on the Switch during the pandemic, but gotta have Fortnite. Octopath Traveler. This is the demo, but I did have the cartridge at the time. I don't have that one anymore. Octopath Traveler is what started this 2D, HD 2D renaissance that we're getting now. They did that art style with the HD 2D graphics where it's like 2D characters with like a 3D background. And that's kind of where we're getting these games now. Like Dragon. Oh, they changed. Oh, the demo is no longer available. That's why I won't go to that. Okay. Anyways. It's kind of like the Dragon Quest. We got those in that art style. Can't think of other games at the moment, but this is where what started that renaissance. Minecraft, when it upgraded to the Bedrock Edition, classic Hollow Knight, Metroidvania game with a little bit of a Dark Soulsiness to it. Very tough. We are getting the new Hollow Knight Silk Song this year, supposedly. It's been in the works for ages. They've not talked about it for ages. And then all of a sudden, on a little sizzle reel for Switch 2, they show like a 2-second clip saying 2025. So everyone's excited about that. I don't remember what this is. So we're going to move on. Paladins was a free to play shooter. I don't know if Paladins is even around anymore. Pool Panic is hilarious. Pool Panic is made from Adult Swim games. So if you like that Adult Swim humor, kind of like a Rick and Morty esque humor, just I don't know, somebody was on something when they made that. Light Seekers, I think was a free to play thing. I don't remember. This was a demo. Deltarune Chapter 1 and 2. I don't remember getting these, and I don't think I ever played them. And I know Deltarune is very popular, and their Chapter 3 and 4 is coming out soon, so yeah, I don't know. I'm not worried about that one. Moonlighter. Okay, Moonlighter is awesome. So, I remember when this came out, I was working midnights for like a month doing resets where I worked, and I would come home, be like 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, and I'd play a little bit before I go down, like to wind down. Come on. And what it is you play this guy, he's there on the left. And at night, you go through dungeons, gathering loot. You know, you put your loot in your bag on the left, but it had a little mechanic to it that was interesting. Depending on where you put your loot, when you return to town, like that one there says right in the middle, destroys one item in the direction shown. So if you had that, if you had something very expensive or something that would sell a lot below it in that angle, you'll lose it. So you had to be very careful where you place items in your bag so you don't fuck yourself over. But that's just it. You go back to town, there's other shops, but you ran your own shop. So once you got your stuff at night, you would come back to your shop, set up your store, price it. People come in and either be like, oh, this is a great price, or oh, this is expensive, and not buy anything. Then you realize, okay, well, shit, I need to adjust my pricing. But then you also had to worry about thieves and stuff like that as well. And you upgrade your shop as you go. I actually beat this game. This game was really good. They are making a second one. So check that out if that looks interesting to you. That one was a really fun game. Gems of War, I think, was a free to play whatever. Speaking of free to play, Tetris 99 is awesome. I ended up getting the extra stuff to be able to play just regular Tetris on here. Wafel loves Tetris, and this was a game that when it came out, she was like on top of the leaderboards for a while there. At least, me, we're up there because she was using my account. Yeah, it was like all the moms came out of nowhere and started playing Tetris 99 and was crushing everybody. So yeah, Tetris 99 is fun. That's still popular. Again, my love for Castlevania, so I do have the Castlevania Anniversary Collection. This is a collection of NES Castlevanias all the way through up until there's a couple Game Boy Advance Game Boy games in here, sorry. And Super Castlevania, I believe, is on this one as well. We have Warhammer, that was a free-to-play thing I tried. Castle of Heart. I saw they're making a second one. This came out a long time before I bought this, and it had been on my wish list forever because it looked cool until I played it, and it sucked. Sorry guys, but that was sucked. But what did not suck was Darkest Dungeon. Holy shit, this game took over my life for a while. Basically a roguelike game where you have a team of adventurers that you hire. You were given this manor, or you're rebuilding this manor courtyard with buildings and stuff. You had a tavern, you had a church, you had your manor, and you had a blacksmith, stuff like that. And then you were hiring adventurers to go into these dungeons to bring back stuff for you that was on your property, you know. And you have your team of adventurers, 4 people that would go out, 4, 5, 4, I think. And they would go on adventures, and it was like follow the map. and as you go, you collect things, and then you fight. But it was like they used psychological horrors against the adventurers. They could suffer from trauma. They can get maimed. So after each run, if they were still alive, you'd have to either put them in the hospital to heal, put them in to the church to get kind of over the psychological thing. Depending on what type of adventurer they are, what they believed in, and how to heal them. Some of them just went to the bar, and then you had to bring other adventurers to take their place while they were healing. And as you completed each level or each trip out, they would level up, and you would get some adventurers up there level. Then all of a sudden, bam, they die, and you're just like, oh, you gotta start over. And it was just kind of sad, because you see them building up in stats. But it was fun. That's a fun one. I have not played Darkest Dungeon 2. It took a little different route than what I was wanting them to do. So it's like, nah, I don't want to do it. Doom 1, Doom 2. Fantastic games. Those are games I grew up as a childhood. So I've always played those on old school PC. And, when they came out on these, it was just no brainer. Now they have it in a combined Doom 1, Doom 2 all together. Yeah. Package deal now, but yeah, these were great. Rad was also a roguelike game where you'd go out to a world that was radiated, gathering things, trying to move along in the story. And Rad was kind of cool because it had this kind of like 80s art style to it. This is a little bit longer video than I was expecting. Okay, they're blowing up my phone. Somebody is, but this one had like this 80s movies aesthetic to it, where you kind of go through that kind of, you got little stuff that I can't talk right now. But yeah, but what was cool about it was you would get irradiated while you're out there, and you'd have get mutations, and every time you go out it'd be a different type of mutation. When you die, you're just a different kid going out into the world. Little collectibles or like little cassette tapes. Really fun game. It was really fun at the time. Let's see. I think the Kirby Clash was a free to play. SteamWorld Heist is pretty good. That's another strategy game. I don't know where that came from. Maybe I downloaded that for Sage at one point. I don't know. Robonauts, don't remember that one. Slain is cool. Slain is a side-scrolling, not really, I don't think Metroidvania. Just a side-scrolling action game, but with a lot of heavy metal music. And then they made a futuristic one too that was really fun, but I don't think I played that one, but it looks really fun. Pokemon Home was Pokemon Bank. So if you had Pokemon Bank back in the day on your 3DS, 3DS, you're able to save your Pokemon games. Yeah, DS, because I think you're able to save them from one to. Anyways, you're able to copy your games from your GBAs to your DS, and then when you got the Pokemon Bank, I think on 3DS, you put your DS cartridge in there, you're able to pull your game from there, your Pokemon from there. So I have a lot of Pokemon in here from DS era games saved in my Pokebank, or Pokemon Home now. Sorry. Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. I played Monster Hunter Generations on 3DS, and then when the Ultimate came out on Switch, that was a no-brainer. Love Monster Hunter. I put way too many hours into that game. Block Quest Maker, I didn't really play much of. It was a make your own adventure type thing. Yeah, not that. Exit the dungeon. Kind of like enter the dungeon, but you're exiting the dungeon. That one was fun. Animal Crossing, everyone knows Animal Crossing, so I'm not really going to go much into this. I had this world, or this island, gone very far because I was playing along with Sage. But then so now I know what to do, but at the time when I got the Switch OLED because my other Switch was dying. The fan was going out. When I transferred all the data, I didn't transfer the island properly and lost my island. So I just kind of said, fuck it. Doom 64, Nintendo 64 Doom. That's exactly what it is, and it's awesome. Bravely Default 2, this is the demo version, but I do have the game on cartridge. They are remaking Bravely Default 1. Not remaking it, but remastering it. That's coming out on Nintendo Switch 2. But I do have played Bravely Default 2. I've not finished this one yet either, but I am pretty far into that. Blades was an Elder Scroll cell phone game they brought over to Switch. That sucked. Jay and Silent Bob Mall Brawl. So if you know much about Jay and Silent Bob or anything like that, they do hang a lot of time out in the mall. I got action figures hanging up right in front of me, Jay and Silent Bob action figures and Blood Mana Chronic. So I am a Kevin Smith fan, and I got a big Mallrats poster hanging up behind me. So this was definitely a no-brainer to get. This is a side-scrolling beat 'em up. They are currently in development of Blood Mana Chronic game. That is a side-scrolling beat 'em up, but this is more 8-bit, but they actually have a modern one coming out. So that will be eventually. I've been following them on Twitter. They've been making it for years, and they're still posting content that they still show that they're working on it. I think I saw something just last week, some new animation that they were working on. So yeah, Mall Brawl, it's awesome. Jump Rope Challenge, never played it, but Sage loved the hell out of that. I think this came out during pandemic to keep kids active. Super Mario Party, awesome game. Super Smash Brothers Ultimate, so I did get Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. I think Sage has it in her room. But yeah, we've played a crap ton of this. I'm not good at fighting games. My hands just aren't quick enough anymore, but Sage she's a master at them. Ghostbusters, the video game. So this was actually the remaster of the video game that came out late 2000s. Which was the real Ghostbuster 3. At the time they wrote a script. This was written by Dan Aykroyd. They all the voice actors were still in. This was when Harold Ramis was still alive. Harold Ramis, did I say that right? Anyways, they wrote the script. All voice actors were still in it. And yeah, it was really fun. So I do play that every now and then. Usually around Halloween time. RPG Maker player, that's just to play RPG Maker games. Chasm, side-scrolling adventure game. Didn't really get very far in that one. Mario's New Super Mario Brothers U. So this was the Wii U version of New Super Mario Brothers. So this isn't bad. It's the side-scrolling Mario. You can play multiplayer, but I think I played it by myself. Sage, I believe, played it with me. Bloodstained Curse of the Moon. So we talked about the first one. This is the sequel to it. Again, classic Castlevania. So if you do like that Castlevania style of the classic games, check these out. Blaster Master Zero 2. So this was the sequel to Blaster Master Zero. Again, in that same aesthetic of Blaster Master. Check it out. Hades. So if you don't know Hades is a roguelike game. Top down, fast. You're like zipping across the map. You play as Hades' son, trying to escape from hell. You get help from the gods along the way in the form of stats boosts or weapons as you're playing. And Hades 2 coming out this year. Came out maybe already on Steam, but it's coming out on consoles. It's coming out, I think, on Switch too, honestly, as a console exclusive or timed exclusive. So yeah, Hades is really fun. Don't remember that game. Triangle Strategy Demo. So that's that. Ooh, that downloaded. That's that 2D HD 2D. Look. That's actually by the same people that did the other one. Pokemon Sword. Pokemon's Pokemon. Love Pokemon. Pac-Man 99. So just like So just like Tetris 99, but the Pac-Man 99. Is that Pac-Man 99 still around? I don't know. Don't remember what that is. Super Mario Golf Super Rush. So I do play golf games every now and then. I used to play golf in high school. Haven't played much real golf in a long time, but I will get the urge to play golf every now and then in a video game. So Mario Golf is fun. Pokemon Unite's not bad. It's a MOBA, free to play MOBA. I'm not a big fan of MOBA games, but me and Sage plays that every now and then. Of course, Pokemon TV, so you can watch episodes of Pokemon or whatever they have on there. Realm Royale Reforged was a free to play shooter. I think that where you get turned into a chicken by, a chicken gun or something. Lego DC Villains, Lego game, love Lego games. Cartoon Network Battle Crashers kind of sucked. It's got a good idea to it, but the controls, it was the controls. You had to use split Joy-Con. You had to use 2 Joy-Cons, which is fine, but it just controlled really bad. You would think a game like this would be good. I mean, look at this. This looks good. This looks fun. You have Jin and Jake and Finn and Jake, as well as all the other characters around the time, Uncle Grandpa. I mean, come on, who doesn't want to play as Uncle Grandpa? But yeah, me and Sage played this. We were excited. We got it booted up, and then it's like, oh, this sucks. And then we just shut it off and didn't play it again. Star Wars Jedi Academy. I usually play these around May the 4th. So the May the 4th be with you, haha. But this is the old school Star Wars Jedi Knight. Castlevania Advanced Collection. So this is the Game Boy Advance collections of Castlevania. Very fun to relive. In fact, I got hanging on my wall over here some advertisement as art, gaming art advertisement, Castlevania Harmony of Dissonance, and that's one of my favorite Game Boy Advance games for Castlevania. So I do have the Advanced Collection. I do have the DS collection, but I got it on the Xbox. I don't know why I didn't get it on the Switch, but I got the DS Castlevania collection when they released that. I did it on Xbox at the time. But anyways, I should have done it on Switch. Metroid Dread. We talked about Dread already. Dread's awesome. Chocobo GP. That was a free-to-play Final Fantasy Chocobo racing game. I never really play it much. Sonic Mania. Knew Sonic when it came out. It was awesome. Blasphemous is a Metroidvania 2D side-scrolling, but Dark Soulsy, so it's tough. And the artwork is that grotesque. I don't know, grotesque. It's kind of, some of it's grotesque. Let's see what I'll show you here. But it's punishing. It is a brutal game. It really is. But it's a side-scrolling Metroidvania Dark Souls. You have to be precise with your blocking, dodging, and then yeah, it's tough. But there is a demo. Check it out if you're interested in that. They do have a second one, which is also on my list. So we'll get to that. Ocean Hearts, basically a Zelda ripoff, but it's fun. Hong Kong Massacre is a top-down. I think you play a Yakuza guy, or no, you play a cop who is you're like going on vengeance, I think, for your killed partner through crime organizations in Hong Kong, and it's top down, really fast paced, and you do a lot of jumping. Sorry, a lot of jumping and shooting. That one's fun. Fall Guys is Fall Guys. Cuphead, it's the Dark Souls of 2D cups. Graveyard Keeper is my Stardew Valley. So I never really got into Stardew Valley, but Graveyard Keeper is my version of that. So you basically, you're on a date with your woman, you're walking out, you get hit by a car. Next thing you know, you wake up in like medieval times in front of a church, and they're like, okay, well, you're the gravekeeper now. You need to take care of all the dead, and so people will drop off dead. The dead, you take them, you take out body parts, you carry them to a gravesite. You gotta dig the gravesite, drop them in there, and it's all 2D stuff. But there's a whole story going on in the background. You know, you've got the church that are up to something. You've got you gotta maintain the church. You gotta upgrade the church. Yeah, Gravekeep, and I think I got all the updates. But this is fun. So if you like Stardew Valley, but you want a little darker Stardew Valley, check this out, because you have to build. Yeah, you can throw bodies in rivers if you want. You have this little bouncing skull that talks to you. You build and manage your own medieval graveyard. You gotta upgrade your graveyard. You get quality points whenever you do that. And then you can spend those points on upgrades. Oh, excuse me. To upgrade your church. So yeah, you upgrade the church, you upgrade the graveyard, you upgrade your resources. Just like you see here, you have to unlock resources to be able to craft more things. You have your own little house and crafting stations set up. You gotta chop the trees, you gotta mine the ores. But as DLC came out, they released zombies. So you can actually enslave the zombies to do the work for you. So that's basically how I've last time I played, was like that station set up. The zombies chop the trees, the zombies mine the ore, then they carry it all back and drop it off for you. So they kind of relieve some of the stress of having to do some of the stuff yourself overall and over again. When you talk to locals, there are time of days where you only see certain people. And that kind of is hard to manage sometimes. Because you only have so much stamina in the day, so once you run out of stamina, your day's over. So you have to get back, sleep, to rebuild that stamina. There are certain people you'll meet on certain days, and you have certain quests to complete, but you can only complete them on certain days, and you gotta like try to get to them right there. See, like on the left, you see the little clock. That's your days of the week. So it's just a matter of meeting the right people on the right days and trying to complete quests and certain quests. So that part can be a little challenge, but then sometimes like you miss a day and it's like, oh shoot, I was too busy doing this, or oh crap, I gotta go do that, and you just sometimes lose track of time when you're playing. But yeah, this is a fun. So if you like Stardew Valley, but you want a little darker twist, check this out, because this is fun. Because you can even take meat, like you can take you can take the meat off of a person, and then you can sell it back to the the local bar as food, and they just think you're just serving them meat. You can do fishing, as you can see here. This has all the stuff that type of games have. Okay, watching this makes me want to play this again, but I haven't played in so long. There is a dungeon underneath, where you go. Yep. So you go farther and farther. I don't know how deep the dungeon goes, because I haven't really gotten very far through the dungeon. Because again, you have that blue bars, your stamina bars. So as you go throughout the day, your stamina goes down, but you can eat food and stuff to help build that up as you go. So yeah, Graveyard Keeper, check this out. This is fun. If you like Stardew Valley with a darker twist, this is right up, probably up your alley. I put way too many hours into Graveyard Keeper. Cursed Golf is a roguelike golf game. So it's random generated, I think, if I remember correctly. The courses were slightly random generated. yeah, you just play golf and try to get to the end and the number of turns. Splatfest 3, this was when the world premiere came out before the game released. Like I said, I do have Splatfest, or Splatfest. Splatoon 3 on cartridge. I don't remember what that was. This is Golf Club Wasteland. This is just a kind of chill golf game, but set in a post-apocalyptic Earth. It's like the rich are in space or Mars, and they come back to Earth to play golf in their spacesuits. And it's kind of chill, but then again, it's the aesthetic of the world is just kind of grim because it's a post-apocalyptic world. It's actually kind of good though. Again, Mario Rabbids Sparks of Hopes. That's the second one. I do have that. Godlike Burger is a kitchen management sim, but you're in space. But your food is your patrons, your shoppers, your customers. So you wait till customers are not paying attention, or you distract them, get them in the bathroom or something, then you kill them. And then you cook them and you serve them to your other customers. So that is, you got to be careful though, because the cops can show up. I didn't get very far in this. This one was hard to manage. I do need to go back and try this some more, because that's one was like I kind of hyped myself up for this, and then I kind of struggled with it. The cooking part was what I struggled with. Because it was hard to see what the orders are on the left there and what I had to put on them. But this gets you kind of an idea here. You know, you've got people outside, out back. You've got, I think there's a restroom. So you can kill people in certain ways without you actually physically doing it. Like they get electrocuted, something happens, like you activate traps, and then when they die, then you collect their bodies to get their stuff off of them. But you can also get a bounty level on you if you get caught, you know. Yeah, this was actually fun. I might have to go back and just check this out again. Under Dungeon is a black and white kind of Zelda-esque dungeon where you play as a cat. It's actually pretty fun. Check that out. Of course, Metroid Prime Remastered. I've played that as videos on my channel. Metroid is a staple. It's always going to be a good one. Good Night. I don't remember that. I think a couple of these games I got for free. There was like somewhere at one point where I got a bundle of stuff for free. Maybe through Humble Bumble, or was this Quebec? Had like a deal. I don't remember these. Yeah, I think these three came in a bundle with something. I think actually these four came in a bundle with something. And I don't think I've ever played them. Eldoran was a side-scrolling adventure game. Not as good as Slain, but it has that same aesthetic. It's Dark Soulsy like side-scrolling. And then back to Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. So like those two classic Castlevanias, this is more of a modern style Castlevania, even though it's not, but it is created by the original creator of Castlevania. Mario Party Superstars, fantastic game. Haven't played in a while. We need to play that. Dead Cells is a side-scrolling 2D roguelike where each run's a little different. Basically, you go as far as you can. When you die, you start over, but you do unlock stuff as you go that will help you along the way. Windbound is a survival craft game. that I had played for a while. Played the demo on PC when it came out on Switch. I jumped on that. Wargroove is a kind of like an old school strategy game. Reminds me of some of the old school strategy games, but this one's actually fun. Um, has like a medieval setting. Let me show you here. It's made by Chucklefish. Chucklefish makes some good games, some good 2D games. So yeah, you can see right here. It's like an old school turn-based strategy game. Um, where you place your characters, you make your turns, and then you do your combat. Kind of like an old the name. Oh, man, I'm having a rough day today, trying to remember stuff. Age of Empires, kind of like an old school Age of Empires, but more 2D. That's where I was getting that. Well, that was more action. That wasn't really turn based, was it? Um, Have a Nice Death. That is a fun side scrolling roguelike game where you play as Death, but hell's kind of taken over by some of your minions a little bit, so you have to like retake it over, fight boss fights that are your minions who have decided to, I don't know, be a pain in the ass and not listen to you anymore. So you have to basically show your dominance again by kicking ass. Of course, Grand Theft Auto Definitive Edition. It came with Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, San Andreas. When I first got this, I jumped into Vice City. I've not played the 3 in a long time, and I just started playing not long ago San Andreas. Star Ocean First Departures. So this was on sale really cheap one day, and I wanted to get it because the second one was coming out remastered. And I wanted to play the first one before the second one. I have not played this yet, so I do have this sitting on my backlog to play. Dragon Quest, the old school Dragon Quest, beat this when it came out. It was fantastic. Diablo 2 Resurrected, like I said at the beginning of the video, I kind of jumped back into this a little bit last night. It's classic Diablo 2. What else is there to say? Doom 3 and Quake, they came out at the same time. It was during QuakeCon, when they were remastering Quake, and then they remastered Quake 2. Broforce. Broforce. It's like a side-scrolling shooter game, kind of like Contra. Of course, Final Fantasy VI is classic Final Fantasy VI. Among Us, that's, don't be a little sus, but there's Among Us. Pokemon Violet, that is just the DLC stuff for it, but I do have Violet, played that a ton of that. Shredder's Revenge is really good. It's a side-scrolling beat 'em up. Sage and I went beat this game together. And then they've got the DLC for it as well. But yeah, check out, if you like Turtles, if you like that old Turtles in Time vibe, check this out. It's a side-scrolling beat 'em up, and it's fun. It's modern, but it's not. It's challenging, but it's not tough. It's really fun. Me and Sage had a blast playing this. My Hero Ultra Rumble, which is a free-to-play battle royale. It was all right. We didn't really play much of it. Disney Speedstorm, again, free-to-play racing. It's okay. Cult of the Lamb, though, this is fun. Sage and I played this together. She's got it on her Switch, and she's gotten way farther than I am. But basically, you're a cult leader. You raise a cult. You go out to these dungeons or these worlds as a roguelike type game, to make your way through fighting the bosses, gathering material, upgrading your cult. Very fun. Metal Gear Solid collection that came out. So they came with Metal Gear Solid Master Collection, Metal Gear Solid 2, Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, as well as the old school NES games. Metal Gear Solid, Metal Gear 2, and a bunch of bonus content. So this was a fun collection, and I did it digitally just so I'd have the games readily downloadable. So I already went through Metal Gear Solid Master Collection, or the Metal Gear Solid. There's some videos on my channel, but that was fun because I played that originally on PlayStation. I played the remake Twin Snakes on GameCube when it was a GameCube exclusive. And basically what that was they took Metal Gear and remade it in the style of Metal Gear 2, which was a PS2 game. And it was called Twin Snakes, and that was only on GameCube. It's not released anymore anywhere else. So hopefully with GameCube Virtual Console coming to Switch 2, probably not. Would be nice to see Twin Snakes released on that, or the next Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 2, which they have confirmed they're working on. Maybe we will get Twin Snakes on that, because Twin Snakes was so good. Blasphemous 2, again, I actually have this one loaded on the console. Blasphemous 2 is side-scrolling Metroidvania, Dark Souls style. Warface, free-to-play shooter, only play again Overwatch 2 free-to-play. Bear and Breakfast is a nice little cozy game where you build a bed and breakfast as a bear. Eastward is one of my favorite games on here. I played this. Came out at the time. I think it's bumped up on the list due to the DLC. But this came out, I think, at the time right before Cyberpunk did. And I was off work in a while due to an arm injury and a surgery, and I played this. And it has this cool vibe to it. I mean, just look at the artwork. And yeah, you just go through this post-apocalyptic world, following through this story, and it is really fun. And then they came out with a DLC, which was a cozy farm sim, set in an alternate universe of the game. So Eastward's really good. So check out Eastward. Battlestar Class. I guess they patched this. So this came out and it was rough, and I guess they've patched it and it's working now. So I need to go back to that because this one was fun. Both Sage and I got this because this was gonna be like, oh, good Star Wars game to play together, and yeah, it just turned out okay. Snow Days, not bad, not great. Monster Hunter Rise, amazing game. Scarlet Tower is a survivors style game, which I got after Vampire Survivors. So I think as I get DLC, it bumps it up the list, I think. Dark Souls Remastered. Of course, Dark Souls is Dark Souls. I got this on Xbox. I got this on Switch. Dark Souls, whenever I want to feel punished, I guess, it's time to play Dark Souls. Star Wars Hunters is a free-to-play Star Wars game. It's alright. Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection. Again, I like fighters, but my fingers don't. Right, sorry about that. So, yeah, I like fighting games, but I'm just not good at it anymore. It's kind of sad. I get mostly these just like play a game with Sage. Persona 5 Royale, fantastic game. Persona games, Shin Megami Tensei, which I do have on cartridge. So this is only going to show what I've got digitally, or what I've played digitally. But Shin Megami Tensei, that same world, Persona 5. Atlas makes amazing RPGs. Hunt Down, I'm not even going to talk about. That game broke while I played it, and it just, no matter what I do, I delete the game, reinstall it. I can't get past a certain part. It broke on me. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Splinter Fate. This is a fun roguelike game, kind of top down, kind of think of Hades, but Ninja Turtles. Very fun. Dragon Quest 2. Again, this is like the old school Dragon Quest. Played the heck out of this right before 3 came out. I talked about Doom 1 and 2, how they're in a collection together now. This is what it is here. Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection's amazing. Super Mario Party Jamboree. That's the newest Super Mario Party. We play the heck out of that. Haven't played in a while, but we need to probably get back together and play that again. HD 2D remake. There was some downloadable content. Dave the Diver. So Dave the Diver is an awesome game. This is not an indie game. This is actually made by a big developer, but Dave the Diver is fun. They have a new DLC coming out at the end of the year. I can't wait to dive back in. Badum-ching. Vampire Survivors. So Vampire Survivors is a survivors type game. This created a genre, basically where you just move around the map and stuff flying out of you, killing hordes of hordes of monsters. It has that Castlevania-esque feel to it, and actually they partnered with Konami and have Castlevania DLC. So yeah, same with Dead Cells. Dead Cells has Castlevania level 2. And then of course, Nice Day for Fishing that drops tomorrow. I got that pre-ordered for a while now. So, well, that's pretty much the history of, like I said, these are more downloadable content, or not downloadable, but downloadable games. And we chatted for a little over an hour here. That Playgrounds came out. Now I'm gonna jump back into that and probably delete it again. So just kind of give an idea of some other here, like Bravely Default's fun. Well, Bravely Default 2, sorry. Yeah, F-Zero 99. I didn't see that on the list we were going through. Did that pop up on the list? Did I overlook F-Zero 99? So basically like Pac-Man 99, Tetris 99, F-Zero 99 is fun. Of course, you have the online subscription where you got the Game Boy games, Game Boy Advance, NES, Super NES, and Sega Genesis games. Luigi's Mansions 3 is fun. Got that as a Christmas gift from a sister-in-law. I think. No. Did I? I know I got one of these games from them. I thought I did. I could be wrong on that one. Yeah, Shin Megami Tensei 5. That's a good one. Pokemon Shining Pearl. Pokemon Violet. Super Mario Brothers Wonder. Wonder's a really good one. Super Robot Wars T. So Super Robot Wars was a game I imported in. There's videos on the channel, so check that out. Of course, Super Mario RPG. Tears of the Kingdom. The Turtles Cowabunga collection is a fun one as well. So I have a nice little set of turtle games here. So yeah, I mean, the Switch has a lot of awesome games, and a lot of these will be playable on the new. But it's just kind of cool to go back, kind of look at, all right, where did the games start on here, and how have they evolved? You know, from crappy games like Playgrounds, awesome games like Shovel Knight, and then you evolve to games like Dave the Diver, Vampire Survivors, you know, bringing back classic games such as Marvel vs. Capcom, you know, Battlefronts, remastering old Metal Gear Solids, to new cult classics, quote unquote, haha, because Cult of the Lamb. It's just fun to see how console evolved through the years just by looking at, you know, the history of games you've played. So this was a nice little jot down memory lane. I'm gonna reorganize this back to newest, oldest, but yeah, no, thanks for reliving some memories with me. Thanks for going through time here just for shits and giggles of talking about this. We're gonna jump into this. I didn't even know this still existed. I forgot all about it, and then to realize you can't even go to the page anymore for this, I'm surprised it let me download it. Yeah, 2017 when this came out. So this came out the year the Switch came out. It just surprises me that it's no longer on the eShop. Like you can't even find it. But it was just so bad. It was so bad. And it was so bad that they had to take it down and then remake it, you know. Was I supposed to scroll through that? Yeah, I think I'm supposed to scroll through that. Why won't it read? I never read any of this shit. Does it act like I haven't even played before? Oh. So yeah, this was the monetization. Now it's common that these games do this. So this is how you got your players. How many do I have? We're epic cards. Yeah, I don't know any of these players. Again, I'm not really a sports person, so when I first got this originally, it was like, it was something new, something different, something fun to try. I think it was like a cheap $15, $20 game at the time. Alright, what do we got? Mystery packs. Okay, so they're alternative cards. Players wearing playground outfits. Or uniforms, sorry. That one guy's named iPod King. Hip Hop Man. Skate 4 and Bake. Alright, I didn't realize the names on these. So yeah, basically, let's get my name up there. Yeah, basically this was it. You play, see your card collection. You not play tournament? Tell you what, I'm not even gonna play this. Let's get you an idea of controls. I'm not even gonna play that. I haven't even downloaded that obviously in so long. A couple of the modes aren't even there. So it's like, unless you have to play some of the expedition modes to get to unlock tournaments, forget that. Okay, anyways, yeah, thank you for joining us down the memory lane of the Switch. It'd be interesting to see all the way the how the Switch evolves moving forward, knowing that we're on year 8. Things will start to transition away from the Switch to the Switch 2. So we'll have a lot of games that'll be coming out on both. Some still coming out on the one. And then eventually they'll stop coming out. So until then, let's check it out, and thanks for joining. Peace.